Alright, you give it a shot. Troy Brosnan, Adelaide, South Australia, 21 years old, 5'7", 64 kilos, and specialised medium demo.
Yeah!
Chill, man.
Dun, 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 dun.
We are here with Aaron Peltari, right?
Yep, that's it.
Who's Troy Brosnan's main man?
Mechanic, yes.
Right. Aaron, we're going to quickly talk through Troy's bike.
Yep.
But before I do that, can we quickly ask Troy why he's got his handlebars so far back? Troy, handlebars quite a way back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just especially for this track, kind of like, I guess going from the moto thing, but it just feels like you can get off the back further, and
right.
I'm only small, so I got short legs, so I need to.
Do you change it from race to race then?
Not really. It's kind of where I've just set it and kind of like it now. So I don't really ride too aggressive over the front, so just to have my bars roll back actually feels like a good position.
And just charge the shit through stuff.
Pretty much. Lean back and hold on.
Great, thank you. Right, okay Aaron, we quickly go to the bike.
Yeah.
We'll start from front to back, yeah? Yep. So up front, Troy Reese seems to have quite a kind of 4 o'clock position on his levers.
Yeah.
That's pretty standard.
Pretty standard, yep, absolutely.
Should we move somewhere else? Yeah. He always runs the rental grips?
Yeah, all the time.
Which compound are we talking?
It's a sticky compound. Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's a stock soft compound, but it's stickier. So
Change those often?
not really. No. So this is probably the second set we've had on here this season. So
Okay, talking about the cockpit, not many spaces.
now 5 mil underneath. Ranges from 7 to 8 mil upper, like the stanchions popping out the top crown. So depending on the track and depending on how he's feeling on the day, really. Bars are 740 mil wide with a 38 mil rise, so they're nice and high. Yeah,
Narrow bars though.
Yeah, narrow bars. He's only got small shoulders, so that's all he needs. Yes, Butcher 2.3s front and rear. Just the stock compound that you can buy off the shelf. So basically generally we'll run 27 PSI at the front, and then we range around the 30 to 32 in the rear. So tubeless, yep, absolutely.
What about the rims? You always on aluminium rims?
Yes, yeah, always alley rims. Right. So we haven't really found anything in carbon that works yet. So the DT alloy rims work real well. So don't really have any issues with them.
So throughout the typical season then, what sort of tyres would Troy use?
Generally it's 2.3 Butcher. That's sort of what he rides a lot and what he enjoys riding on and what he likes. So that's generally what we run. Sometimes we'll swap to a 2.5 cut down hillbilly. So it's sort of like a semi-mid spike. Yeah, for if it's a little bit muddy or it's basically the two tyres.
You guys talking about wheel builds a minute ago.
Yes.
You talked about wheel builds a minute ago.
Yep.
Do you guys build the wheels? Or
We do.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So
Me and John, the other mechanic, build the wheels.
What style wheels do you build?
Three costs, just with stock DT.
32 spoke?
Yep, 32 spoke, Prolock nipples, so they're pretty strong wheels.
What about the kind of tensions and stuff like that? Do you kind of
The tensions we sort of just know by feel.
And that's the standard throughout the year?
Yeah, absolutely. So.
But then I just heard Troy talking about kind of aero spokes.
Yes, yeah, we're just playing around with different ideas at the moment. So it's we may or may not do that throughout the season. We're not 100% sure yet, but it's definitely an idea for sure. Save a bit of weight.
Suspension front and back.
Yep.
Air, right?
Yep.
Always air?
Yep, always air. The rear will swap from air to coil depending on the track. But yeah, just depends on the day really. But
so talk us through the settings. Like typically, where in the range of settings does Troy use?
Generally the fork's around that 80 to 90 psi range with three air tokens in it. About midway, the rebound's on the slower side for sure, and the compression's about midway. So, yeah.
And how many, typically in a weekend, how many visits do you have to the workshops?
One. Yeah, generally just one. Just get a service at the start of the race and that's it. Everything's generally middle settings. That one that we've got in there at the moment is an ML, so basically it's just a little bit lighter than the MM that he usually rides in the coil. Yeah.
That's a standard shock?
Standard shock.
Okay, but the linkage is not standard.
Linkage is not.
Talk us through the thinking of the linkage.
The linkage is just to give a different leverage ratio. It's basically for the boys just because they're going so fast. That's all there is to it, really. Like, they're just that next step above, so it's
So
sort
we're
of...
talking more progressivity, right?
Yeah. It doesn't change head angles, it doesn't change bottom bracket height, it doesn't change anything like that. All it changes is the leverage ratio.
And Troy doesn't change any of the angles of the bike to the air?
No, it's all stock, so...